Hello, welcome to the fourth programming point of Contact High exhibition, which is presented by Manara Sadiat and Soul. With these programs, we serve to connect the history of hip-hop's music, style, photography, and culture with our region. Some of these photographers have documented ciphers in hip-hop communities over the decades across the United States. Today, we're bringing together rap local practitioners who will be speaking about the Cypher communities in the UAE. Our host for this evening is Big Hass. He is the host of FM radio hip-hop show, the first and the only in Saudi Arabia, and he's also the founder of Revolt blog and Revolt magazine. With Big Hass joining us is Adamillion, Freek, SG, and Vikyath. Thank you.
Come on, give her a big round of applause. Way louder, you guys. It's hip hop. Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Really, really honored to be here. This is really fantastic in every single way. I want you guys to give a big, big shout out to Soul DXB, Manarat Sadiat, and Contact High. So go ahead, you guys, give them a big round of applause.
Yes.
Of course, before I introduce my guest and talk to them, I want to talk to you about, how historic this is. This is the first time, obviously, that Contact High is showing outside the United States of America. You're talking about 200 plus images, just incredible photography. And, very, very important. These images include, MF Doom, rest in peace, Cardi B, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, Kanye West, I believe his first photo shoot, Notorious B.I.G., and the list goes on. Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah. For me, a cipher is a circle, and a cipher is the completion of ideas. The cipher is the unity, and that's what we try to do right here. I've had the pleasure of knowing, definitely 3 on this stage, and now getting to know the 4th. Just incredible. It's an energy thing, and actually I believe that people have been ciphering for centuries. Like and I'm not only talking MCs, you're talking breaking, you're talking dancing, whatever it is, so beatboxing. So without further ado, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna have a, like a 30, 40-minute conversation about hip hop, ciphers, and then I'm gonna put these guys into tests. Each one of them is gonna have a beat, and then, you're gonna rap. So please help me again in welcoming Adamillion, SG, Freek, and Vikyath. Give them a big round of applause. So Adamillion, just, before I ask you about ciphers and how important something like this, Contact High, is, I want to know just quickly your first interaction with hip hop. How is it? Obviously, you are, you're from Somal, shout out to Somal, and you're based here in the UAE. You rap in English and Arabic. You use both languages pretty well. Just quickly, tell us your first interaction with hip hop. How did hip hop come to your life?
My very first interaction as an artist or as a listener?
As a listener.
As a listener. I think it was my older brother. He used to listen to a lot of, I think, Ice Cube back in the day. Yeah, that was my very first hip-hop music that I listened to was Ice Cube. I'm not sure which album was it. But afterwards, I started searching more, But as an artist, I think I started when I was 15. That's the first time I ever actually started making music when I was 15. Yeah.
Wow. SG is an Emirati rapper and entrepreneur. SG was able to kind of take matter into his own hands in a way where he started with his friends as well, Levels, which is like a production label, everything. You can do a video shoot, you can photo shoot, they can do a production, incredible. So shout out to you, SG. Same question, in terms of your interaction with hip hop. As an Emirati, obviously also citizen, how was it?
I remember back in 2009, I think, 2008, 2009. طبعا I used to listen to Khaliji music. أيضا المنهالي and all.
طبل.
Exactly. And then I started listening to American music. مثلا I knew someone called Tupac, Eminem, Akon. The first time I heard Eminem was on the Smack That track
Wow.
with Akon. And then there's a Saudi rapper, Clash, one of the OGs. There was a beef between Clash and Wakr al-Asfour. So this is where it all started. I was like, oh, Rap Arabi. And from the UAE, one of the OGs, Danjour, okay? Danjour has his own flow regarding just what he did, whatever it is. So I was like, let me try. I was always like, I always like to be under the spotlight. Like I love that. So I was like, let me do something different. So I'm like in the middle of this thing. And then I tried, and yeah, today we're here.
Yeah, wow. Definitely getting deeper into that. Freek, in my opinion, definitely holds the hip-hop flag right here. Shout out to you, Freek. Freek is, Somalian, definitely representing the UAE and somebody who really changed how people view specifically Arabic hip-hop and Arabic, rap music. Freek, same question to you. What was kind of your first interaction with hip-hop?
I think the first time it was when I was 11 years old. I think skateboarding is the reason why I got into hip-hop. I think I watched a skate video when I was 11, 12, and they were playing Full Clip by Gangstar in the video. And I didn't even know who the hell is Gangstar at the beginning. And I'll just keep playing that. And I just memorized this whole song from the video itself. And I think the whole thing is just hip-hop came with style. And in skating, I think fashion was one of the things in skateboarding. So music and fashion and filming as well. That's how I learned how to film. I used to film skate videos, and I think altogether it just gave me the vibe I'm on right now. And it took time for me to create it. I think I was a listener for almost like half of my life, and then 7 years ago I started creating. So I was always been a listener,
Massive. And last but not least, Vikyath, of course, representing Shilla 050. He came in with his crew, and that's amazing. Vikyath, I want to just say something. For me, I'm very, very happy that you joined us today. I'm going to be very frank about it. The guys know where I stand. There's a certain, especially in the UAE, there's always the same names being circulating and events and stuff like that. I'm very honored that you're with us because the UAE is home for 200 plus nationalities, you guys. And I feel, sometimes with all the events, only certain few people get, spotlighted on. So I'm very happy that you're with us. You represent, of course, a very important segment in the UAE. So same question to you. How was your first interaction when it comes to hip-hop?
First of all, thank you for having me here. It's a great honor sitting next to you guys. So hip-hop for me, I think back in India, more than hip-hop, it was just English music in general coming to our life. It was a friend, I remember, passing me a random disc CD of songs, and he's like, have a listen, and out of that I remember there were some Eminem tracks, Smack That, and then there was Sean Paul. Out of the whole English music thing, rapping stood out to me and caught my attention back then, and it was interesting, the whole speaking on beat stuff. Then further down the line, 8 Miles definitely was the movie which inspired me to write. Cliche answer, I guess. But 8 Miles was the movie which inspired me to write. And then I did release any music back then, but writing was a start for writing at least.
Wow. You guys obviously have 4 incredible MCs, artists right here. We had supposedly P Storm. He couldn't be here. Shout out to him. But what's interesting is Adamillion raps in both English and Arabic. Saoud SG raps mainly in Arabic. A little bit, here and there. Freek is, definitely pushing that Arabic. Raps also a little bit, but mainly Arabic. And Vikyath, raps in
Hindi.
Hindi.
Yeah.
So very interesting again, and very representative of the country. Adamillion, going back to you again. We're having a conversation. When I see this place right here and this exhibition. When I spoke to Vicky, who put this whole thing together, Vicky, shout out to her, I asked her what was, in her opinion, the most underrated picture, like here. And she told me the picture that I'm about to tell you, but before that, she said to me that all the photographers that did this, they did it out of passion. So she knows the photographers, and that's why she was able to compile. So documenting the culture, I know I've seen Walid Shah here, he's documenting. I've seen Flamingo's podcaster here. There's a couple of people documenting the movement, which is important. So going back to you guys now, how important is, like, let's localize it a bit, in the UAE here, how do you see the documentation of this movement, specifically like that, knowing that all these legends that you see around us, all these pictures were taken out of love. They didn't know that hip-hop is going to become this way, especially the old pictures, right? So when I talked to Vicky, she said they didn't know. They did it because they loved it. They had passion with it. So again, how do you see that reflecting right here in the UAE? Do you see that's happening? And let's have an honest conversation about it.
Honestly, like, a short answer would be no, I don't see that happening, because people do things here for incentive mostly. They don't do it out of love, honestly speaking. Like, I'm talking about someone, me personally, who started rapping when I was 15. That was way back in like 2006, 2005. When we were doing this, obviously I wasn't expecting to be on a platform this big and talking to people about it. I did it because I loved it. And everybody who was with me at a time, they did it because they loved it. But most of them did not make it. Because khalas, it gets to a certain point, they're like, we're getting older, we're not doing anything like useful for us, like financially or like along the line. And khalas, wahid is getting older, right? But right now, I see people jumping on it's like the bandwagon, because they see this happening, they see the movement, they see whatever you're doing. You've been doing this for years now, and they see the fruits of whatever you're doing. So eventually they'll be like, oh, okay, this is something profitable. We can make money out of. We can be on the map. So if it's for love, like the thing that you mentioned about these photos and everything, the love is kind of diminished. It's not like what it used to. Most people are not authentic about it when it comes to showing love and support to this. But can we overcome it? I think we can. I think we can.
Again, that's, I think, very interesting. When you talk about rap, generally, obviously this is something that started up in the early 70s in the States, and now it's all over the world. So when it came here, I see what you're saying. A lot of people, I'm from Saudi Arabia, and still when people tell them I'm a radio host, they would say, oh, yo. Still, till now, that happens. So yeah, maybe the US didn't have that or had that, I'm not sure, how were they, portrayed. So maybe you, Saud, as an Emirati rapper, he mentioned a very important point. Yeah. I know for a fact many rappers, Emiratis, started and then quit. They got married, had a job, and left.
Yeah.
Was that mainly cultural, pressure to leave? What is this rap thing that you're doing?
There is a pressure. Like, I'll say 5 years ago, like, let's say I decided to get married and then بروح أخطب. It will be embarrassing for me to call myself a rapper. A lot of rappers, a lot of good rappers, I saw that when they want to settle down and take their life seriously, good rappers and good musicians, instead of developing what they have, they quit. They look for a job. They don't take it seriously. My dad, 3 years ago, when I wanted to quit my job, I was like, I want to take music seriously and quit my job. He was like, don't quit now. And then after 2 months, I quit. And then my dad tells me, Allah yahdik. I was like,
may Allah bless you or give you guidance.
He was like, Allah yahdik, just prove me wrong. And the first year was hard because it was where I was changing the type of music I make because hip-hop in the Khalij region, in the Gulf region, was all about dissing each other. We didn't have that much of professional music, I'll say, before 5 years. Or حتى until late 2017, we didn't have any professional music, and we didn't have the support that we see today from the platforms. From I saw Lil Easy on a billboard in Jeddah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen 5 years ago. So, we have the support, but people quit because they see it embarrassing. Instead of, يعني taking it and being proud of it, because I always mention in my songs, and I perform my art proudly because I'm not ashamed of what I do, because this is how I was raised, literally.
And I think, sir, to be honest, like I think you guys definitely are changing perception for that. Freek, same question goes to you. You're somebody that was able, I know for a fact that people came to me and said, I started listening to Arabic rap because of a guy called Freek. Imagine. So Arabic rap, yeah, that's amazing, definitely, you know? So for me, I was like, wow, but there are other Arab rappers that also rocked it before Freek. See what I mean? You know how much I love you. But wow, so Freek was able to destroy a certain stereotype, or slash was able to connect with people who weren't necessarily vibe with Arabic specifically, rap. So the question to you is like, how were you, like, a secret, like how were you able to, and did you ever imagine you're going to reach a level where you're like this right now? Because in my opinion, you're able to really break things. And by the way, he did it in his own, he hasn't changed. And people who rock with him, we got here, incredible people like Omar Tartoub, the chief, where you at? Shadi's here as well. Many people, Walid, many people have been rocking with Freek, his better half. So it's just amazing to see you grow like that. I've been here for 4 years. Yeah, sorry, that was a long thing.
I think I faced the same thing Saud was saying. I think my parents were like, "What the hell are you doing?" Right? Because they care.
No cap.
Right? Because they care, bro. They just want you. Basically, they want you to work, right? Get a salary, pay bills, right? So I understood the business out of it. At the end of the day, they want you to pay bills. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll pay bills from this. If I can monetize off music and everything that comes off entertainment. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, I didn't really master music other than I mastered the business out of it, right? I tried to make money from the entertainment business, visuals. I give people service that I put my music in it, right? If I shoot a video, I might shoot a music video for another artist and then use the same equipment that I rented for this artist for my videos, right? And I built a brand that it looks professional, that people can depend on, business people can depend on, brands can invest on. And then, in my music, I say the most relevant thing that it can look unprofessional. Like the artists that I actually grew up listening to, like the Farfour, the Danjour, they had content, but the brand was just not it, right? You can't market it, it's not marketable.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to business at the end of the day, because people don't understand, like, passion can be anything. My father, I think he wouldn't let me shoot videos if it didn't make money, right? The first thing is like, bro, I want you to study business. I studied business for 2 years, bro. And I dropped out after the second year because it wasn't, I was just waiting. To be honest, I wanted the visa. And that's why I stayed at college. But at the end of the day, meanwhile, I was working on myself. I was getting businesses. I was shooting videos for other people. And then I built this brand that I can now sell for whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
That's basically it. Right?
Yeah, wow. Vikyath, the question for you would be like, again, you represent a very important, big community here in the UAE. Now, I want you to be as honest as possible. When it comes to hip-hop, how has that been, like in terms of your community being able to accept what you're doing in the UAE?
Well, my parents still don't know that I'm here, and
You, say that again.
I said my parents still don't know that I'm here, and it's the same. I think culture-wise, it's pretty same. We go through the same thing. It's about going to school, college, getting a job, getting married, kids, die. So that's the whole thing that we follow. The thing is, in India, I won't talk about here. I will talk about back in India. In India, Bollywood. You all must have heard of Bollywood. Bollywood is like an industry or something that people have grown up to. And everything is set to that standard. You know, there's a bar that they have set on basis of the money that comes in and or whatever. So hip-hop, to reach that level in India, it's going to take a while. And it's pretty fresh. Like recently, there was one movie that was made about hip hop or rapping in India. That's when, like he said, everyone started jumping along the bandwagon and trying to rap. But then everyone is lost. They don't know how to direct it. Like even me myself, I'm clueless. Like I am doing music, but I don't know how to channel it or how to make money out of it. Right now, sitting with these guys, I probably will talk to them after this and understand this way better. What's the whole process like? Because for us, it's just we want to make music, but then we kind of give up because the same thing, bills, family, everything comes into picture. And
I'll tell you, never give up. Your kind of music, check him out. It's really, really very impactful the way you do it. And I want to say that, again, you're rapping in Hindi, you're rapping your own culture, you're rapping your own, vibe. Very, very important to keep doing it. And may I say something, Nas, one of the greatest poets ever, launched Mass Appeal India. Yes. India.
That was a big step.
Business, I get it, of course. Bollywood, people, population, I get it. But guess what? Mass Appeal India. Signed Divine, who raps in, he doesn't rap in English.
Yeah.
So, for me, I think Raja Kumari is also signed to Mass Appeal.
Yes.
So that for me is an incredible move. And that only proves one thing, rep your culture.
Exactly.
Which all these guys, in a way, right here, with the diversity we have, yes, give them a big round of applause. The reason why I say that, and the reason why we're talking about this, and I'm going to talk about soul and contact high right now, is because we cannot be a bit naive in comparing the US to here and how these guys are going through. All these things are different. I do believe Arabic rap specifically and rapping in other languages is a bit more complicated even than English or American. In my opinion, debate me, at me, big _ Hus, let's go. And I mean, I think it's, what these guys are battling, you heard from somebody like mother, father, culture. If you were able to kind of convince home, yalla, show me how the culture is going to be like. Every one of these guys walking in an office, they take them not seriously. So it's a really, really big thing. And I take off, really, my hat to you guys.
Shout out to you too, Salah.
My brother,
Shout
man.
out to Big Ass, really.
I'm a servant. I think this really leaves a very nice way to soul. I remember I'm in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I hear about soul. Man, oh man. I think I teared the first time I entered. I walked in the soul kind of space, and I see somebody. I don't even know that person. It's a sneaker, all culture, hip hop, wow, music. And she told me something I never forget. I always tell the founders. She told me outside, like outside, like it's, let's say, soul, I don't feel myself. I'm not me. Inside, I'm just myself. This is my tribe. This is my vibe. And a very, very important thing, what Soul is able to do is create that. So again, reflecting back to this Adamillion, when you walk into this space, you're like, what comes to your mind? You see people that you listen to in their young, or maybe a picture you haven't seen. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see all these legends? Like, look at this picture behind you, man. What goes to your mind as when you see the Contact High hip hop exhibition?
No, I just remembered something Saud told me when we just walked in. He's like, sitting here, you feel like بينزل عليك وحي الكتابة, which is basically,
Wahi it's like an inspiration, let's say. Yeah,
it's like, yeah.
Okay, so we expect you to release more music now.
That's how you perfectly describe it. Because honestly speaking, like I'm not gonna say every single picture here, but a lot of them, a lot of photos, it does something to you, right? When you're like, oh, this is an artist from 1990 something, and look, the photo's right here in front of you. It's like the original photo. It's not even like a copy or something. So it's different. And I was telling Saud as well, I'm like, man, I wish we were like raised in that era, or we were of that era. It's like when you see great pictures, like there's this one here with like I think what's the name of the photo? But it had like over 50 artists on it.
Yeah,
it was of a documentary.
The Brooklyn.
That one was crazy. I'm like, yo.
But that's the culture, right? Like that's the
Exactly.
it talks about that.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. So SG, do you think that we're? I think the question is, نحن we're entitled as well to have something like that or we haven't reached, of course we haven't, I don't think that we've done. Yes, go ahead, you want to talk.
I was having the same discussion with Santo and Freek. I was like, will we have a museum like this someday for us?
I mean, the question that some of you guys will ask, like, why would you? What did you do, maybe, you know?
Exactly.
So, like, you know.
I think
Freek.
it will. I think Freek said no. Santo said keep hope.
I think maybe in the Middle East.
Yeah.
For the Middle East, I think we're gonna have a museum for
Yeah.
Arabic hip hop.
But that's what's crazy. Again, you know, you're here in the UAE, you're talking 200 plus nationalities and very, very crazy diverse. We're struggling to find the sound.
Exactly.
So the sound thing is also no problem.
It's the same discussion we always have. It's like, if you're in Egypt, you're making music for Egyptians. عندك جمهور معين. In Morocco, the same. But we have so many different nationalities. The Egyptian goes back to Egypt's music. المغربي يرجع للمغرب. But we try to make it general. يعني I saw that most of the rappers من الإمارات, we always try to make our music general. يعني so the Saudi people can understand us and the Kuwaiti people can understand us, and the Arabs also. Even our accent, مثلا, I speak two different accents. I speak Saudi and I speak Emirati. But when I write a song, you cannot see if I'm Emirati or Saudi, because it's a mix. It's like the Khaliji tone.
Yeah. It's a demographic problem. That's basically what you're saying. It's a demographic problem.
Exactly.
You know, like, who are you catering your music for? And this is basically it. And this is why it's easy for him to actually just focus in one demographic, you know, which is India.
India.
You know what
I mean, this is very interesting. Again, if you're not familiar with Arabic, you know, obviously Middle East, North Africa, you know, you're talking about very diverse. You got, you know, obviously North Africa, they speak a certain dialect. Each country is also different. And then you got the GCC, then you got Levant, then you know, so I get it. I totally get it. Freek, I want to ask you, I remember first time I think I saw you, one of the few, first it was like your first time going to Seoul. And you were documenting.
Yeah.
And tell me about how you've seen Seoul grow. You've seen it, like, you know, they were able to get legends on stage, you know, and so in what way did Seoul kind of impact the hip hop culture here in the UAE?
The growth is crazy, you know. I've been to the first one, and then I think I did a mini documentary on the second one. I think it was 2011. So I was going around the event asking people, "Oh, what are you wearing?" And then I'm filming everyone's shoes, and you know, it was like a good concept. I think it was in what was it? Circal. Yeah, Circal Avenue. Okay, I see you, Chris. And yeah, it was crazy. And then 5 years later, and then just went crazy, and we had a big stage and with artists. You know, I remember Josh when he's like, I saw him like 2 years before the event, and he was like, "Bro, this time it's gonna be different. It's gonna be in D3." I'm like, "What do you mean?" You know, I couldn't even picture it to be that big. You know, and just to see people flying all over the place, just to see that, you know, I think that changed everything. It gave me a place to like think of performing in, you know, and gave a lot of people places to be like, "Oh, I want to be in that stage," because it just basically your target audience is there. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do anything. You find the people that are actually into hip hop, into sneakers, and you know.
Yeah. Vikyath, what about you? I'll be interested to know, like, you know, how long you've been here in the UAE? Are you?
So I've been here for 10 plus years, but I've
Great.
been traveling as a kid often because my parents were here for like 40 plus years now.
So Seoul, what did it represent to you? Like, you know, Seoul DXP, have you ever, you know, attended? Have you ever checked
Actually,
it
I've
out?
not attended one,
Okay.
but then I've heard of it. I know there was Divine, one of the biggest rappers
Yeah,
in India,
yeah.
who was there. And seeing him there from India, representing India and Desi hip hop was big for us. And we as a crew in Dubai, our dream is to be on that stage one day and
Inshallah.
be part of it
Definitely.
somehow.
I mean, I love the sound of that, because I think we talk. I see where the guys are coming from, but Freek had an interesting point. When you're rapping in your own, obviously, and people repping. again, circling back, how is that support from here going? Are you finding in the United Arab Emirates, are you able to connect with those people? You know, your culture over here, or is it mainly in India?
It's mainly in India, because
Okay.
here, I believe Indians over here are too focused for what they are here for, that is working. And like they're busy with
Interesting.
their day-to-day life that they don't have a chance to give this a try even, you know. So first of all, we are a very small community of rappers, and we fall on that side of the Business Bay Bridge, the old Dubai, that's the Bar
Yeah.
Dubai, the Karama, and the
Yeah,
Eras,
yeah,
and you know.
yeah.
And we amongst ourselves are not yet together as strong enough to portray ourselves out there to a bigger audience, I believe. That's what's happening.
Man. Adamillion, into any, why the English Arabic? Because you use a lot of English Arabic in your, I mean, a little bit more than Freek and SG, if I'm right. What was that a decision you took? You want to, you know, or you were just flexing right now?
Nah, actually, it wasn't flexing at all. I started rapping in English. That's the thing. Like my introduction to rapping was in English. My first song was in English for like 2 years onwards, still on English. But then I just realized, like way back, I'm talking about 2008, people were not clicking with whatever I was making, you know? It's not like they didn't, because I was rapping with people who were rapping in Arabic. So I was overshadowed. Because people obviously would listen to something they would understand, right? And I was rapping in LA, and I was rapping for people here, and like forums, like blogs. We used to rap on blogs, right? So what used to happen was, I used to rap with a friend of mine, Syndrome. So we used to rap in Arabic, fully Arabic, and I was doing English verses, right? So I just go on the blogs, we drop a track there. I go on there, I want to like read the comments. We had blogs, not Instagram and YouTube, right? So I go in there, I want to read the comments, what would people say about my verse? I was excited. And I see literally people writing, oh, the Arabic was nice. I fast forwarded the English. Like legit, they wouldn't even listen to me because I'm rapping in English. They wouldn't understand anything. So I'm like, okay, let me try something different. I started adding just a little bit of Arabic in it. Just a little bit, like maybe 4 bars.
And this is, sorry to interrupt, this is what I want to talk to you about, because many people don't get to that. Why did you start adding? Because of the people's feedback?
100%.
Or you wanted to represent your culture? You know?
100%. No, what culture? I would say I'm Somali. I'm born and raised here. I'm not even supposed to rap in English. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. But obviously the feedback got to me, and I'm like, okay, let me try something different. And I did that. First, I started just putting a little bit of bars, like 4 bars maximum, in Arabic. Switch, like major switch. The way people interacted with me was different. Oh, we like that. That's hot. That sounds nice. I'm like, okay, I guess so. If you say it is, I guess it is. And I started adding way more with time and slowly. It's not exactly where I want it to be right now. I'm still working to add more Arabic into it. And I'm as well adding Somali. Like I started adding few Somali in it a few years back.
Yes or no, do you get heat for rapping in English?
Oh, all the time. All the time. Like, I have my friends give me heat for that. They're like, you know, Yassine, you could be bigger if you just start spitting Arabic more.
Okay.
That wasn't me.
So,
He's one of them. Honestly, he does that all the time. Like,
SG, you were able to take matters into your own hand as well, launch levels. Amazing move, really. I salute you for it as an entrepreneur making. You don't want to book me, I'll book myself.
Exactly.
You don't want to shoot for me, I'll
Exactly.
shoot me. I'll
Exactly.
create someone, I'll create a team. So how important is that team, in your opinion, for, of course, for you, but also for the hip-hop community over here? Yani how many more levels we need to have? Because I see it. I mean, there's many teams over here, you know? But how important is the concept of team, Aslan?
I think having a team is maybe that's the best thing that can happen for you. You can do stuff by yourself, but at the end of the day, how many things will you do? مثلا, before creating levels, I used to record my own music, mix, master my own music. I used to shoot myself videos. ثبت الكاميرا في مكان and then shoot yourself videos. when we created levels, we're like 10 to 12 people. Every single person knows what he's doing. You have someone for the album covers, you have someone for the video, you have someone for directing. For every single person can focus on what's he doing. You get me? I think we need much more. You said how many you need? We need much more. We need one for Adamillion, one for Freek, one for me. Because him having one, me having one, him having one, we can support other people too. Until you saw the last post I did, I'm recording for nothing for people. Because I know a lot of Arabic rappers, they're good. Emirati rappers, they're good. They don't have a good place to record in.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have a good place to record in. And if they went somewhere because they don't have enough knowledge, they don't know if this is good or no. They need someone not just to clap for them, someone to tell them what you're doing is wrong. This is the right way.
Look, to be honest, I think that's hopefully, inshallah, changing. I think throughout. But this is the kind of, if you're just, you didn't know about a rap community over here. It really exists. It's really, it's building up. Freek, with you, you always mention in your records or some of the records, how proud are you from, how the evolution of you as well. Like, مثلا, you used to sell tickets in an arena, and now you're rapping and opening for someone in that arena.
Yeah.
Is that like, it was, in the words of Biggie, it was all a dream. Like, for me, like the dream for Freek.
But the thing is, people think it's like the whole thing just took 2-3 years, bro. Like, I was there in 2008 watching The Recipe perform, and I paid for the tickets. Would you pay to see an artist, a local artist? Like, if anyone can pay to see a local artist perform, this guy actually believes in the scene. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna wait for me to put you on a list, none of that, You're actually gonna memorize my song and pay the tickets. And that's what I used to do, because I actually believed in the scene, And 10 years later, 6 years later, I think I was in Seoul, and then the recipe got me on stage to perform Aslan Adi for the first time, And that day was like, bro, that's crazy, for a local artist to put another local artist on stage just to perform a song. That's what's supposed to happen all the time, That should be normal. If I got a spot, I need to get Adamillion on. If I have a spot on stage and I have a song with Adamillion is on with me, Exactly. That's how it needs to happen. Like, because it's not like we all support each other, bro. Like, in the story,
I think we need to also, of course, and we need to show love to that. And this is why I'm happy that Vikyath is also with us, because I think they need to be also in the discussion. We also have, mashallah, the Filipino community. So going back to you, Vikyath, tell us about your team a little bit. Shilla 050. How many are you? Like, as a group.
So we are 5.
Okay.
And it was formed again because thanks to Instagram. When I dropped my first song that you saw, Sab Khair Hai, I had guys messaging me on Instagram saying, hey, we didn't know that Desi hip hop is happening in UAE too.
Yes.
Like, I would like to join you. Maybe we can jam, understand what is it and all that. So R3P, Inzen, our producer, Solo, and Nabil is not here. So this is how we met, and we actually jammed together, and then decided to form a crew. And I was listening to him very carefully when you said about the levels thing. I think now we are on the right path because if he has done this, because even we have started something similar. Salman here quit his job to produce and with Inzen and start a full-time studio in his house.
Dope.
And they are helping artists who cannot afford to make music to come there to the studio and make music. And there are a lot of laborers and workers who don't earn enough come to his studio and actually make songs, and they are pretty dope. I think they're crazy.
Amazing.
So that's Shilla 050. I mean, that's how we formed.
More power to you, man. Wallah. And again, I can't specify that enough, you guys. I'm very honored and happy that Contact High, Manarat Saadiyat, and Soul DXP did this, because usually you see certain names, and I'm very, very happy that we're trying to be diverse as much as possible. Thank you guys for coming through right here, and shout out to Who's gonna go first, by the way? Are we gonna go with rock, paper, scissors? Or who's gonna go first? Vikyath right here, he's getting ready. Who do you guys want to see go first? Let's see, who's the loudest? Right here. Is it, you guys want Vikyath to go first?
Okay.
Well, Vikyath didn't back down from the challenge. Cool.
Check it.
So the way it's gonna happen, you guys, like I said, I'm gonna drop a beat, and then each one is gonna rap. Would love the guys to be there behind you, Vikyath. So just getting them set right here. But as they're getting set, Vikyath, let me have a quick conversation with you. How do you feel pressured sometimes that you're only rapping in Hindi, or do you get hey, well, for example, we don't maybe understand Hindi? Do you feel pressure to rap something else?
I mean, we do mix it up with a bit of English. Obviously, we call it Hinglish, Hindi-English mix. But yeah, majority of us try to stick to Hindi because that's the major audience that we have back in India. So that's what we're trying to catering. Over here, as I said, still the audience is very fresh, and I'm not sure if they are still accepting enough for us. So that's why we try to mix a bit of English also.
Yeah, and I think that's incredible. More power to you.
Thank you.
Just checking in with the guys as well. I want you guys to be, vibing. And, again, I just want to say something. For a lot of people, maybe, when you talk about the art of freestyling generally, it's a tough art where people don't... what do you think about that, Vic, like in terms of like freestyling? Because a lot of people... I've spoken to many rappers, international and local, and... Some of them would say, freestyling is definitely an art. Some of them would say, if you can't freestyle, you're not a rapper. There's a big debate on that. What are your thoughts on freestyling generally?
No, I don't think so. Like freestyling, I mean, definitely it's the biggest part of hip-hop because that's how it all started, like the whole Cypher, people's freestyle. But I don't think so it's a must because I myself, I'm not a freestyler. I cannot freestyle. I'll panic because that's me as a person. For me, as far as you have your message passed on through the song, people vibe with you, understand the culture.
For me, it's an art form. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It's a specific art form. There's this guy called Harry Mack. I'm not sure if you guys know him, but he's just massive. Takes any word, put it, just wow. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna drop a beat right now, and then we're gonna vibe. Each one is gonna drop something. So again, you guys, first one on the mic. Give him a big round of applause. Vikyath right here.
Such a bad. Check. Yeah. चिड़िया हवाई जहाज नहीं सुपरमैन फ्लाई एज हेल साउथ इंडियन जैकी चैन क्लैन मेरा गैंग गैंग गली नहीं वू टैंग गेम का मैं आर्किटेक्ट रेडी किया फ्लोर प्लान रॉकी मेरा नाम नहीं फिर भी संजू बाबा शब्द को मैं कोडिंग करूं जैसे करे जावा हाँ ये करते हैं दिखावा है दावा नमस्कार मैं पुजारी तेरा करूं स्वाहा नाम विख्यात काम विख्यात सारे लोग बोले करे सच्ची बात काबू की डांट मुंबई सा स्मार्ट स्ट्रीट का जो आर्ट यहाँ किया स्टार्ट छपटे ये बाटे ये सब पे बरसाते हिप हॉप की बारिश बंद कर छाते ये मौसम में औसम और शिला मेरे साथ है भाई मेरे मेहनत करे सारे दिन रात है शिला के लोग है ये चिल्ला के बोलते शिला के लोग है ये चिल्ला के बोलते सुन कभी कभी सभी साथ फिर भी लगे मुझे क्यों हूँ मैं यूं अकेला यहाँ दिखने में तो लगता हूँ साफ ठीक ठाक अंदर जाके री सोच में बेहोश ये जहाँ थका हारा फिर भी चलता ही जा रहा धक्का खारा फिर भी उठा मैं दोबारा थका हारा फिर भी चलता ही जा रहा धक्का खारा फिर भी सर पे मेरे ताज पर ये ताज एक बोझ है बहुत कुछ करता हूँ लेकिन रहती एक खोज है रोज है कांटों से भरी पड़ी ये सोच है कल किसने देखा तो करूँ आज ही मौज है मेटाफर ध्यान भर कान कर आगे ऐसे कर वैसे कर दुनिया पीछे भागे बंद खिड़की जिंदगी क्यों तू यू जाके बोल तू क्या लगा के जूते लगा के आसा नहीं रहना मेरे मन में बदले जीवन हर पल क्षण में 27 की उम्र ना काम न धन है मेरे माँ बाप भी बैठे घर पे टेंशन में शिल्ला के लोग है ये चिल्ला के बोलते शिल्ला के लोग है ये चिल्ला के बोलते राजनीतिक तांत्रिक धार्मिक चीट सामाजिक मांगलिक बैठे ऑन सीट आधुनिक नागरिक सैनिक इंडीड लड़ते रहेंगे न मान डिफीट वी किल देम ऑन रिपीट यूनिक तकनीक इमॉर्टल टेक्निक स्वागत हार्दिक अगर देश का जीत सक हार्ट स्टिक अगर देश से जीत न्यूज इनके बाण सत्ता इनके तीर एक दूसरे को भड़का के नक्शा दिया चीर कश्मीर वो खीर है जो दोनों बांट के पी रहे अमीर वो जो जी रहे गरीब शरीर व्यूज के लिए न्यूज का यूज फैक्ट्स अब्यूज एक्ट्स lose, such diffuse, look confused, paisa views, damn your views, damn taboos, damn you too, damn you too.
Wow. What? Yo, no, give him a big round of applause than that. Come on, you guys. Wow. Hey, that was, I mean, see, we need more of that, Vic. I'm just saying, we need more of that. The same, this is like, you know, more of that.
Yeah, we need more of this.
Inshallah. I mean, this is
what.
what, amazing, amazing. Okay, who's going to go next right now? Is it going to be what, Adamillion? Okay, yeah, we got Adamillion. Give him a big round of applause right here, Adamillion. Come on, you guys, let's go. Give him a big round of applause. Shout out to Vikyath. Of course, all these guys' social media are available on, Contact High and Soul DXB. Dropping it.
I'll give you the big ass. Yalla.
Yalla. Hey.
Hey. Check. Hey.
Heat Mac, you got the hit though.
Check. Get like versatility. قلمي game so nice حتى أحسن عالشيبة كندي music جايب ورنتي تسمع أنت ويا الفاميلي 10 years I guarantee you be getting fat like manatee with cryptocurrency I couldn't see قدامي فيكم فلوس من دادي حطني البن والآدي طاير 5 stars of Van Damme 1 2 3 been for ring don't ping me if you ain't link لو مو thick like Cuban link برقد you عنا let that sink in that's a plate so فاضي دايت مالي كله بارز جوي بالناس بس لو كانت فريك إذن أصلا عادي كيرفز تنشف في الباقي damn that's what I like عبادي ما تابع my calories أما just eat لو شي لفاري you boy بس تلي هنغاري pull up in a brand new Rari عقوس غيري stuck in place فيهم غيرات حريم وعمل بي putting out work مو قاعد اشتغل مو قاعد اشتغل عيالي قاعد اشتغل أحفادي sir Yo. Appreciate you. Habib. All right, I guess I'm going to pass it on to Saud now. Let's go.
Wow. Yo, give him a big round of applause.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
I shouldn't say something. I'm not a DJ. We have DJs right here, so if I'm messing around, I'm just playing the track. I'm a radio guy. But yeah, okay. Give him a big round of applause. Adamillion one more time.
Let's go.
Wow.
SG in the building.
Man, SG, you ready?
My guy. Let's go.
You good? You're always ready? You're born ready? Ladies and gentlemen, from the UAE, give it up for SG repping levels. Okay. راب عربي بحت. Hey. Uh-oh.
قل لي bro.
شو تعريفك للنجاح؟
شو؟
ارقام ولا كم دعايه بدون ربط طلعت ستيج ولا كم واحد باسمك صح؟
اوكي.
كونك مرض وسط الناس ولا تفضل تكون لقاح؟ عندي الواقع يجي ثك مش مغلف بالورود، عندي البيئه هنا السك بس متعلم الصمود، عندي الناس كلها رش بس يبوا الشغل بدق، عندي العقول ما تستوعب عقل الثقل سعود، اللي بقلبي على لساني واللي على لساني ما يعجبني، ذولا يطبلوا ذولا ينافقوا لكن انا ماني منهم مش مثلهم، يعني عكس القطيع، يا اخي انا في وسط الصحراء ليش اعيش جو الصقيع؟ اسئله تزيد لكن ما لها اي مجيب، هالمدينه كلها نور والظلمه فيها شيء غريب، اذا بنطق لا تكون سلبي ولا تتكلم عن عيوبي، لكن امدحني وخذ ما شئت من جيوبي، كذا ماشيين اضحك لي واضحك لك، ارفع لي برفع لك، انزين تعال اقول لك، لا تقول لي ولا اقول لك، بسلك احسن لك، لو قلت لك زين قول لي بعدين بتوح اشهلك، فلا تهلك على الفاضي لان صوتك مو مسموع، كيف تتحدى جيل كامل بالمياعه هو قنوع، واذا جيت تنصح يقول لك شو فاتح موضوع، الله يرحم ايام كان الويكند الربوع. يا ود يا فاقي بارتي ومزز يعني مسوي شقي، ربك التقي لان يجيلك انا وبيقي، تصير الهيئه لو كنت ابي نكبس عليك انا الشبي، يا ابو الشاب لازم نربي هذا الصبي، غبي عباله لو ينزل على بيت مو كيوت يعني هو دفش، اقا ماني ياقا يعني الخوي مسوي الطفسه، قول قوم نش امش من هنا ارجع كاريرك، عاوز بلت بي يا رابر مش منطقي يا بالبيرك، قلة الأدب مش من طبعي، أنا وربعي أحسن ناس، واللي يقول عسك ذا صبعي، الخنصر والبنصر لا تسوي فيها غضنفر، أصابع لك عريضة بالمختصر حظك أكشر، قالوا ضيف وقلنا أبشر، بتأذينا بنصبر، تغدى وتعشى وفي الميلس عنا أسهر، بنكرمك لا تختر، خذ القلم هاك الدفتر، 3 أيام لا يكتر.
Spin that fire. My God.
Yo. Did you guys like that? If you like that, make some noise, man. Seriously,
Yalla, make some noise. If you don't like it, also make some noise. No problem.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, look, this is a very unique kind of cipher, which is really cool. Okay. Maybe I'll put them on the spot and play one beat, and then they all can rap on it. We'll see how that goes. Freek, you ready?
Yeah.
This guy's born.
Are you ready, my friend?
Guys, give it up one more time for Freek. Come on, you guys, a bit louder. 1, 2, 3, make some noise.
Yeah. What yeah, Freaky? Put the beat up.
Yalla.
All right.
Jungle on this one.
A little something from the new album. I want you guys to help me with it a little bit, you know?
Exclusive.
You know? Bangers only. Let's go. Hey. Listen. Let's get it. Hey. Listen. Yeah. listen. سمع واحد قال شيء عني صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟
خايف بس تقول في وجهي صح ولا لا؟ ما بحط شيء في ذمتي صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟
يا اعترف يا خلص امي صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟
سمع واحد قال شيء عني صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟ لا
خايف بس تقول في وجهي صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟ لا
ما بحط شيء في ذمتي صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟ لا
اعترف يا خلص معروفة عشان لوني عاد يجي يشدونا فعلونا الجانج فور ريدي في الحومة
اوكي
تعدونا للجانج انا عادي في التومة
انزين
تدونا طالع من الحار رغم كذا رقونا ايش خليها مستورة اهل البلد تعرف اسطورة تكاد لسكرة سامع مني نصيحة بس دلع على النصيحة قال لي يتكلم للشارع عليك اللي دقيقة يا ونسني الشيت ولا واحد ما يكفي انا شايف الكورولا محبس لي انا عارف مني كان يعزز لي ده كله خليه رش بعينه واعميه ولا واحد فينا هميه صعب مستحيل اعديه سمع واحد قال شي عني صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟ لا
خايف بس تقول في وجهي صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟ لا
ما بحط شي في ذمتي صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟ اي
اعترف يا خلص صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟ اي
سمع واحد قال شي عني صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟ اي
خايف بس تقول في وجهي صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا لا؟
ما بحط شي في ذمتي صح ولا لا؟
صح ولا
يا اعترف يا خلص امي صح ولا لا؟ جانج جانج let's get it.
Yeah, but you guys, you don't understand. This is massive because especially with Freek, there's always a verse or a phrase. خلي ولي ولا كلمة, and now صح ولا لا? And you know, this is just wow, you guys. Give them a big round of applause, all of them, you guys. Okay, so. Yo, listen, I'm gonna get an old school beat, so sorry Freek right now, okay? What's amazing about this group is obviously you still have, you know, yani, we have old school, we got new school, we got a vibe to it. I don't know, listen, I wanna play this and see if you guys can vibe with this. Let's see who takes the challenge, yeah? Qul bismillah and go. If you feel it, great. If not, rap whatever you want. Again, this is not rehearsed or whatever it is. Vikyath, you want to go with it? Adamillion, go with it. Let's go.
Sure,
SG,
sure.
do your thing on it. It's all good. Whatever it is, if you can.
Sure.
If you don't want, it's all good.
Manu can't, I can't. You can't?
Yeah.
You can't? You can't.
Check.
You can't? You can't, you can't. You go.
Cheers.
You can't?
Okay.
Do it.
Check.
Oh, Vic is going to take that. Okay.
Yeah. सुन बचपन से ही थोड़ा बहुत अपना अलग नखरा पुजारियों के फैमिली में काला सा मैं बकरा घर पे जब दाल चावल पकड़ा तब बाहर में मांस मटन एक से एक चकरा कपड़े अजीब ये सब नकली है चीप इसके बाल इतने लंबे लगे ड्रगी है या करीब हाथ में टैटू काम में बाली भी इसके जी लड़का है या लड़की वेरी हार्ड टू बिलीव सुन रास्ते पे सब घूमते जैसे चलता फिरता तू मैं साला मैं कंफ्यूज आखिर कौन हूँ मैं एक बात तो बता तेरी राय क्यों लूं मैं बहुत मुझ चलता है तेरा वही तुझे दूं मैं
You know,
Adamillion, let's go. Shoot.
Get it?
man,
Whatever.
you want to try your luck on it? Oh, what do you guys want? They come to the DJ as always.
I have no problem with the same beat. A little bit faster.
This beat, you don't have no problem with this beat? Okay.
No problem.
What about this one? Come on. Come on. Yo, hands up, everybody right here. Put your hands up. Come on, I see you guys.
Yeah.
Now we need the rappers to come through. SG, come on.
Yeah. Put my city on the map, gotta represent. عطني كيس واعطيك فاكت انا elegant. نفس ابو البلاء انا الين. عرضك جميل تبي تغريني يو شود ادميليون. تعايا بالدسات تعطيهم نتفلكس مو عاجبهم. يبون ريسيفر ابو نايل سات مو مشكله بسويها لو تصرف لي راتب. واضمن لي كونسرت تطلع على ستيج بدون ما تحاسب. طيب افرض امي سمعت الاغنيه وش بتقول؟ قليل ادب مو متربي هذا ولدي مو معقول. نحترم كل الاذواق قل لي بترضى على نفسك كلمه ابوك ما رباك. نسيت يا اخي الباقي.
لازم الساعة.
جوك كذا ارجع ورا اما الحين ما راح تلاقي. واحب انوه والدس عندك خاطر على الجيتار عاتب البحر كذا ادس الشاطئ. الموضوع بسيط بس شويه نالج دوكيومنتري فور ذس يو دونت نيد كولج. يعني كيف يعني وين يوز يور فريكن برين. غذي مخك بثقافه يو كان ميك رين. من 2009 لين اليوم كل ربعكم انتو في كوم وانا في كوم. I didn't pop it's okay على نفس اللون. 2020 جانا العيد وسكر اسوي زوم.
Wow, man.
All right,
Oh, man.
let's go.
You up for it?
DJ Haas.
You up for it? Or same beat or what?
Bro, عادي ما في أي مشكلة.
Unrehearsed, you guys. Okay.
Adamillion يغني على أي شيء. Adamillion يغني على عشب.
I mean, look, I can take on all of you guys, okay, and sing on this. Right here. Necessity, the simple bare necessity.
That's what I wish.
Forget about your worries and your strife. Come on. I mean the bare. No, I'm just messing with you guys, wallahi.
كان زين يا أخي.
Yeah.
I was about to spit يا أخي. شيء.
But this is it, you guys. Listen, I want you guys to come through right here. I want you guys to give him a big round of applause again. Vikyath, representing Shilla 050, got his crew right here. Very, very important. We need to support this brother and this group because really, really important, you know, for many reasons. Thank you for doing what you're doing, brother. Very honored to have met you, and please keep doing it.
Thank you.
Give a big round of applause for Adamillion, you guys, repping Somalia, the UAE. He is very versatile in terms of the, you know, and look, I'm not trying to kind of brand everyone, but this is just me talking about each and every one of them because you need to go and, yeah, maybe get closer together, you guys. You need to go and show them love and show them support. Their account is on social media. So Adamillion is somebody who's very versatile, really incredible at what he does, English and Arabic, and, you know, has a lot of amazing fans. So big up to you, my brother. Give him a big round of applause. SG, thank you for taking, you know, making a statement in levels and saying, you know what, if you don't want to support me, I'm going to support myself and support other people. What he said about the recording thing is the truth. You can go on for a very, very small amount and record actually, which is amazing. And you know, you have experience in that. And I wish you all the best, my brother. Keep repping.
Habibi,
because we need
Habibi.
more Emirati rappers to come through and tell us this is such a young country.
Yeah.
And look at the achievement that it was able to do. So big round of applause for SG again.
You can shout, I don't mind. Yes, like that.
Last but not least, I love this brother. He's impacted my life in a very short span. Met him 4 years and a half ago. Somebody with an incredible heart, amazing energy, and very, very proud. He's holding the hip-hop flag right here for sure. Give it up for the one and only Freek.
Sawalala.
Yeah. Yo, man, when is that record dropping, bro? Like, man, wow. Yo,
سوي دعاء.
business-wise, let's make that happen. And Soul DXB, where you guys at, man? Raise your hand, man. Like Soul DXB, give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Soul, for believing in all of us and giving us a platform. Manarat Saadiyat, my sister Farah, thank you so much for all your love. This exhibition is very, very important. Go show love and definitely tell people. It's been extended till the end of this month, which is really remarkable and amazing. At the end of this month, we're going to have also a surprise. Yeah, I can say it. Oh, wow, Vicky Tobak is going to be here as well. She's going to be talking in addition to a couple more guests. Wow, come on, you guys. They're going to be here in Abu Dhabi, in here, which is really remarkable. When? End of the month, right? 29th. So please, please, please make sure to follow Contact High and make sure to follow Manarat Saadiyat. Just massive. And last but not least, give yourself a big round of applause, you guys. Come on, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Yes. And that's it. Now let's take a group picture, you guys. Peace and love, and drive home safe and stay safe. Keep it locked right here, always. Let's go.
Salam.